From the loud rumble to Quamanon Falls to all the wildlife that roams these woods, these are just a few examples of why Michigan is such a unique state. What would happen if we didn't help protect any of these things? I want to talk to you today about why we need conservation and why we need to preserve these natural wonders. Michigan to me is such a unique state because of the Great Lakes. There's so many miles and miles of untouched forests and all the different wildlife that we have here. And some of the Great Lakes are some of the most popular fisheries in the entire world, like Lake St. Clair for their smallmouth and Lake Michigan for their salmon. Um, you know, if we didn't hunt and fish, our wildlife would get out of hand, and it'd take over, and they'd be spread into the cities, and that includes deer, bear, elk, you name it, they'd be in our cities. Michigan residents annually spend $83 million on hunting and fishing license, and that covers about 20% of the DNR's budget. The Parks and Rec Division spends or makes about $94.7 million based off of their rec passes, snowmobile and ATV trail passes, camping fees, and most of this money does go back into us as the outdoorsmen and women, helping us preserve the trails, preserve the woods, preserve the lakes, just so we can pass this on to the next generation. Hunting and fishing is a big reason why our wildlife is so successful here in Michigan. On average, in America, we spend $64 billion on hunting and fishing equipment. And people say, oh, you're going to overhunt the animals, you're going to overfish. In reality, if we don't, we're conserving the herd. We're lowering their numbers so they're not competing with each other for food and then just dying off from starvation. As hunters and fishermen, it's our job to keep the population healthy and keep it secure so that it can keep reproducing, and then we can go out and harvest our animals so we can bring meat home for our families. To protect the wildlife from diseases is why we hunt and fish. Recently, CWD, which is chronic wasting disease, has been found in Michigan. It's a neurological disease, kind of like mad cow disease. And also we had an EHD kill-off, it's called hemorrhagic hemorrhage disease. I can't pronounce it correctly. There's a kill-off in the UP and Lower Peninsula that took place from 2006 to 2012. And we haven't had any big kill-off since. But the dollars that are generated from deer license and hunting related purchases do go back into funds that they do habitat restoration, they help endangered species, and they also help the funding for the test to see if an animal does have a certain disease and see if we can find a cure to help them. We use natural resources on a daily basis, whether it's our water, natural gas, or gas in our car, oil, and just think about what happens if they all just disappear. We need things such as food, water, and shelter to survive and to flourish naturally. And if we didn't have those things, we wouldn't be around much longer. And those things are renewable resources, but things such as our gases, our oils, and minerals, they're not renewable. And we go through them so quickly that eventually, we might run out of them, which is kind of scary to think about. And it's our job again to conserve and preserve whatever we can, just so the next generations can go on and see what we saw and do what we did. And then another thing is, the people do make a living off natural resources, whether it's a photographer, guides, painters. People go out and they take pictures of wildlife. They take pictures of, I've seen people at Grand Haven standing on the pier in 30-foot waves, getting soaked just to get that cool picture of the wave hitting the lighthouse. It is a lifestyle, and people do want to be out there. They want to be in the woods. They're outdoorsmen. They're people just that enjoy being outside. And it goes for people who are golfing, people who are just hiking trails, just people that want to be out there and enjoy themselves. Um, you know, we need to protect these resources for generations and generations to come. Uh, I want to be able to pass down what I learned and what I saw and what I love to do to my kids, like my dad did with me. He showed me everything from fishing and hunting and just being outside and enjoying it. Um, there's a lot of things that we do as hunters and fishermen who it's a way to get away. It's so peaceful being on a boat in the middle of a lake, just enjoying our day. And then it's the same thing. It's peaceful being up 20 feet in the air in a tree stand, just watching things go on around you, watching you know the birds flying right by your face, watching the squirrels climbing up the tree next to you, staring at you. It's something that we love to do, and it's a way for us to blow off steam. And same thing, with golfing. There's so many courses around Michigan that they're packed daily and weekly. I mean, there's some courses that you can't even book a tee time for months in advance because people are there. They want to be up there. There's a course in Traverse City. I think it's one of the best in Michigan that it's hard to get a tee time because people want to be up there. They want to be on the lake. They want to see the great things that are happening. Um, all in all, we need to conserve and protect our wildlife. We need to make sure that nothing happens to the great forests up north. Make sure that industrialization doesn't rip those forests away from us as outdoorsmen. And I just want to be able to pass this down to my kid one day. As Grant Woods would say, he's a wildlife biologist and he runs a TV show called Growing Deer TV. He says, go out and enjoy God's creation today. And you really should. You should go out, experience the woods, experience the birds, experience just wildlife in general. Go outside and enjoy it. Thank you.